So here's a product that's caught my eye. This is the QTX vertibox, a vertical fog machine. Now, I know we've seen vertical fog machines before, but this one caught my eye, and it was because of the physical footprint and the size of the unit. It's only a little bit bigger than maybe a battery uplighter. It's got LEDs in the top there, and it's RGBA, so red, green, blue and amber. Yeah, we're going to show you the unit on. I think it puts loads of output. I like the size of it. It's got some little handles on the side, right? We've got our reservoir for the smoke fluid. That is removable, so you can take that out, which makes it dead easy when you're refilling, such as the like. So you can take that out of there, right? And then you can pour that back into your tub of smoke juice, right? We just use standard smoke juice, nothing fancy. You could put in some of the quick dispersing smoke fluid. It would work in here as well. The unit is DMX, so you can control it via DMX, and it comes with a little handy remote. So we'll run through some of the specs. On the remote, there's 4 buttons. One button makes it smoke. Button number 2, you can flick through some preset colours. There's not loads of them. And then button number 3, I believe, is you can put it into a colour chase and a colour fade. Now, I will say the colour chase and the colour fade are a little bit quick for my liking, but we can solve that issue via DMX, because this is DMX controllable as well, and that's where I think this will come into its own. Also, button number 4 knocks all the LEDs off, so if you don't want the LEDs on, you don't have to have them on. So, looking at the DMX channels, we've got 8 channels of DMX, which means we can do colour mixing, we can select the fades, we can put it into different fade modes, you can fog it from your DMX desk. So if you want to put the channel 1 is fog on, fog off, that was close. The heat time to warm this up is 4 to 5 minutes, not 45, 4 to 5. And the output from pressing the button, so you press the button, and if you keep your finger on the button, it'll keep going and it'll keep blasting, but that'll only last for so long. I'll show you how long that will last in the video, and then it needs to cycle itself again, and then you can go again. But trust me, I was impressed how short the intervals were between each cycle of pressing the button, and I was impressed with how long, by holding the button, how long the jet of smoke lasted. There is, if you don't want to use DMX and you want to set a timer on it, you can set a timer via this panel on the front. So just coming to the front, actually, we've got our on and off button, we've got our IEC socket in for power, and we've got DMX in and out on 3-pin XLR, and then we've got a control panel here. Now you can, and I haven't played around with this, but you can set fog intervals. So if you wanted it to just automatically go off every now and again, and you can set it between 1 and 900 seconds. And then you can set the duration of how long that is going to blast, from 1 second to 15 seconds. So if you didn't want to use DMX, you can take control of it. But I really think this little item will come into its own with DMX. Only one little drawback I will say, there is a fan in the side of here, obviously for the LEDs, keeping the LEDs cool, because this unit is getting hot because it's a smoke machine, and it'll need the fan in there to keep the LEDs at optimum temperature. It's not the quietest fan I've heard. Is this going to be good for a theatre use? No, you couldn't use this in a theatre. I thought the fan was too noisy. But you put this for a band, for a disco, for an event where there's loud music, you're not going to hear it. It's just not going to work in a quiet environment. Definitely not. It's just a little bit loud on the fan, but it really offers bang for buck. If you want some information on pricing, click the link to the description in this video. You'll find a little link in the description, and it'll take you through to our website. I'm just suitably impressed by that. I think that I like the footprint of it. I think it's small, I think it's discreet, and let's see it on. Right, so as promised, we've taken it into the lighting showroom, we've popped it down on the floor. Those of you who haven't seen our lighting showroom, we use it as a storeroom as well, by the way, right? We've got a super high ceiling, which makes it great for these such purposes. So I'll flick through the colours. Remember, this is an RGBA unit. These are the preset colours that I'm using the remote to change colour. There is, you can turn the LEDs off from the remote, so if you don't want them on, put them on. And also there is, like I say, that's a bit mad that though, that's like a colour chase, and you can't slow that down via this remote. That's where I think DMX control on this would really come in. And we have got a colour fade, which slows it down a bit. It's just a shame that colour flash is a bit manic, but it is what it is. And the colour fade is not what I would call a slow fade. But you can sort all that via DMX control. But if you just want a colour like that, and let's get down round to that, there's the amber. Let's have a look at the pink, and then let's trigger it off. See the output. And that there was one press, so that is the duty cycle of what it would be able to do. So I just kept my finger on the button, and that was how long we got a burst of smoke for. And to be honest with you, I think that's enough. Let's see if it's ready to go again. Put it in another colour. Let's go red. So there you go, that was one whole full press. I think that is a long enough duration. I think this would be great for Halloween. In fact, let's do green. Is it ready? Let's see if it's ready. It's ready. Perfect. So there we go. I think that's quite an impressive little unit. Really like the output on that. Like I say, if you want some more information, click the link in the description to the video. And I always forget to say this. I should say this at the beginning of the video. If you like our videos, click subscribe and ring the bell. It really helps.